by spirit rise up, rise in me. My soul, I clear my mind. I'm here now. It's time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns. And I turn tide. Oh, to the rise.
Hello, I welcome you to the replay of the first day of the Step Into Your Purpose Challenge. And I am so sorry, I have to excuse myself. I actually didn't record when I was officially online because I just forgot. And this is human, this is what happens sometimes, but I'm exclusively taking it right after the official session, so you can also have the replay. And I welcome everybody who's watching this. I'm so happy you're here, and I will share everything I also shared with when I was live online. You can, of course, ask me questions by writing me a message over Facebook or also tapping it below in the YouTube channel. So I welcome you to the Step Into Your Purpose challenge. It is about finding your purpose, unleashing what's blocking you, and also getting into action, which is a huge part of it, because getting into action is that what is often missed out. And what do I mean by that? Getting into action is the part where sometimes people dream, but they don't actually put it into the material world. And this challenge is really about bringing or allowing yourself, let's put it this way, the first step is to allow yourself to dream and to really figure out what is purpose. And the second thing is to really get going in it. So in this challenge, I will show you how you walk a path full of purpose, and that you can finally take the step into your dreams. So at the end of the third day, my head is in the way, there will be a present for everybody who really managed to go through all the 3 days. It's a beautiful present, and everybody will receive it who was actually here participating. It doesn't matter if you are watching the replay or not. I'll just pause. So, great. You will get this bonus at the end of the third day. So I want to start with a practice that comes from embodiment, and a practice that comes from also getting centered and more present. And it's a practice I want to share with you, because when we go on the path of a purpose, we will need a lot of courage and there will be a lot of fear sometimes. I don't want to say anything that's not true, but often there's a lot of fear involved and stress and all these things, and we're in our minds. So I just want to take you to take a minute and do this exercise with me. And this exercise is, you take your right hand and you put it under your arm, and then with your left hand, you put it on your shoulder. You sit straight with your feet on the floor, or you stand up and you stand straight. And now I invite you to take a deep breath. So take a deep breath in your nose and out of your mouth. and in your nose. And out your mouth. In your nose. And out your mouth. And just keep on doing that for a while, for a few breaths. Beautiful. Yes. And notice what changes in your body. Notice what is different than before. Yes. Beautiful. Just take a couple of breaths. Yes. And this exercise actually balances you, and it brings the vagus nerve into more, it calms the vagus nerve. I think you can say it this way. The vagus nerve is the most important nerve in our system. And when we do this exercise, it calms, eases, it relaxes, and it grounds us. So it's a beautiful exercise for you to do during the day, or when you start to notice that you have stress or anxiety, any of that kind. Okay. So I'm, of course, interested why you're here, and I would be very grateful if you share it with me, also by messaging me. So one thing why people are here, could be here, or you be here, is you know your purpose, but you don't know how to live it. That's number one. And number two is you have no clue what your purpose is, and you are in search of it. And number three, I don't care what you call it, I just want to get out of this. And believe me, I was there. I have been there. I didn't care what you call it. I just wanted to get out of the situation where I have been. And this is also my story. So my story was that I was in luxury fashion industry, and I was making good amount of money, and in the normal world, you would call me successful. I had a very high manager position. I had a really great salary. I had a beautiful boyfriend at that time where people were like, wow, what a beautiful boyfriend. And he did everything for me. But in the inside, I was devastated. I was sad. I was depressed. I had anxiety. And I came home and I was just exhausted. I mean, to the point where I was just laying on my couch, where I just went in front of the television. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't see my friends really anymore. And everything felt tight, and everything felt so, yeah, it was just not right. And I always had even this thought going through my mind, I just want to go home. And I was physically home. And at that time, I didn't even know what that meant, but I just wanted to go home. And I started crying. And I felt like, oh my God, this can't be the life I'm meant to live. This can't be what I'm meant to live. I know there must be more. And I was very frustrated already. And I started getting sick. I had two burnouts, and I had a vein operation. And so I started getting sicker and sicker. And yeah, I just knew at one point that I have to change it, because if I wouldn't change it, I would get severe sickness. And at that point, I didn't realize what I was really looking for. And what I was really looking for was this connection to myself, this connection to who I really was. And I did find that connection, and I'm sharing part of this path here and what I've learned over the years. And I left my job, I quit my job, I went the shamanic way for the beginning. A friend took me to a shaman. I quit my job. And then I started educating myself. I was very lucky because I started working for one of the most prominent coaches in Austria, who has like hundreds of people in his courses. And he was my mentor for years. And I was basically working with him 7 days a week, um, in being in his seminars and during the week. And I did an education as also psychological counseling, 2.5 years. It's almost like a bachelor, hypnosis coach, family constellation trainer. I also did a master's in business psychology. And I also developed myself in energy work. I'm a Reiki master. I also teach Reiki, and I also developed certain skills and capabilities over the years of working, going this path, which is my mediumship and my channeling, which I also do for my clients or when I work in my groups. So this is a bit about my qualifications and why it also qualifies me to talk about this and what I'm doing. So I invite you just for 1 minute. How would it feel like if you finally had clarity about your purpose, and if you would have the courage to also walk it, to walk that path? So feel inside yourself and take this minute for yourself and allow yourself to feel this feeling. How would it feel like if you had clarity about your purpose? And what if you had the courage to walk that path? How would that feel like? Great. And just take this minute and feel inside yourself. Yes. Beautiful. Hmm. And maybe write it down for yourself what feeling that would be, because it's a feeling you are truly looking for. So I just want to get into the next days, a bit the organizational part, and how it's going to turn out. So on day one, we're going to talk about now, what is your purpose? And this is going to be the topic of today. We're going to go into depth on that. On day two, we're going to go into what is blocking you of walking the path of your purpose, which is going to be very important. And we'll go into that afterwards. On day three, it's going to be about the action, which is also super important, because without bringing it to this world, it will stay a dream. And there will be Q&As after every session. So note down or not down your questions for me. You can, if you watch the pre-play, you can put them into the Facebook group, or you can also put them in the messenger and just write me a message, and then I can answer all your questions. I think it's super important to ask questions, so please don't hesitate, because asking questions is also opening up for more. So what is your purpose? Let's get into that and let's dive into that. And I want to invite you to also listen to your truth, because all what I'm saying is my experience, what I've learned, and through the experiences of the hundreds of women I've been coaching. But it's really about also what resonates with you and what is your truth and your intuition saying. And it's very important to me because I also train my clients to open up to their intuition, because this is your path. This is going to be your purpose, right? So the myth about the purpose, under my perspective, there's clients that come to me and they're coming and saying, I am looking for my purpose. And what they feel is that the purpose is this one thing they're meant to do, this one thing why they're here on this planet Earth. But the truth is, there is not such a thing as this one thing. And people keep on looking for, oh my God, this person is so lucky. She always knew she wanted to be a doctor, so she knew in her life exactly what to do, and all of that. So, or a lawyer or whatever. And they say, well, they know their purpose, but I don't. So it's this thing about this one thing. My purpose is one thing, but it's not true. Under my conception, your purpose is to walk your authentic path, is to walk your truth. And what do I mean by walking your authentic path, your truth? I mean that we are so covered in our life, filling the expectations of other people. So we are just there and like fulfilling the expectations of our parents, of our spouse, of our husband, boyfriend, friends, society, the whole system, in work. So we're fulfilling all these expectations, but we forget what we truly want, and we forgot how to dream. So we start saying to ourselves, okay, what is it in the outside I need, or what is it in the outside what my purpose is? But the truth is, your purpose is inside. Your purpose is to walk your authentic path. Your purpose is to become your authentic self. That is your purpose, to become the truth inside of you. So imagine if you would live, or if you would be loved for who you really are, for the person you are, with all there is about you, the light sides, the dark sides, the whatever you are, just the way you are. How would that feel? And most clients and most people tell me that, oh, it would feel like a relief. It would feel light. And it's because you can be yourself. And being yourself makes you feel light and makes you feel free. And it makes you walk the path you're truly meant to be, your authentic path. So it's about becoming yourself and not fulfilling expectations of others. That's number one. Number two is another myth, is that a lot of clients, when they come to me, they say, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I really want. But that's not true. And I've noticed with almost all my clients that after one session with me, they have figured out what they dream of and what they want. But what is truly keeping them from that is that they are fearful of walking that path. Because what will my family say? What will my friends say? why did I do the education? I spent so many years with it. I spent so many years in my job. Was that all for nothing? So, and it can also be small things. I'm not only talking about big changes, but also small things. So, for example, if I become happy, will my husband still love me? Because maybe, I don't know, who knows? So it's also with these small things of transformation and change, we start to worry about our surroundings. And it's natural because we want to be safe and secure. So what's truly keeping you is not the what, because the what we're also going to go into depth afterwards, but is really the how should I walk that path and the fear of it. And the third thing is that you so the third thing is that we have to start trusting our path and getting the courage to actually walk that path. So this is a very huge part of it, and start dreaming again, allowing ourselves to dream and to trust in these dreams and all of that. And the fourth thing, and it's really the thing that keeps us the most from living our purpose, is our self-worth. Because we feel that we're not worthy, because we feel we're not good enough, because we feel that we're not allowed to live that, it's for others, but not for myself. So all these beliefs come in, and we will take a look at that tomorrow, because it's that what's really blocking you from living and believing in your purpose, in your dream. So our self-worth is very tricky because sometimes we don't even notice it. So sometimes we don't even realize that it's our self-worth, and it's very subconscious. And yeah, but we'll go deeper in that tomorrow in the what is blocking you. And it's all about embodying your essence or purpose. I call it essence. So it's embodying your essence. And what do I mean with embodying our essence? So when we have our purpose, it's more like this dream, this vision, but it's about bringing this dream, this vision into your body, and also really living it. So having your values, having your purpose, and materializing it. So for example, when I used to work in corporate world, I was in a huge company, and they used to bribe people, and they wanted me to suppress people, and by telling them, if you don't do that, you don't become that. So all these kind of things. And of course, I had to do that because I was a manager. And of course, I tried to do it in a softer version, but I was basically doing it. And actually, it was against my values, because my values are love and friendship. I'm an all this lovey-dovey person. And so I went against my values. And in order to grow your self-worth, what I was talking before, it is important to really stand behind your values, to live your values, to embody and really bring and materialize what you believe in, your visions. And then your self-worth will also rise. So this is a huge, huge part, and it's very essential for living our purpose. And in one of my mediumships or channelings, I had this image, and this image was that there's the spiritual realm and there's our body. And when I'm talking about spiritual, I'm not talking about religion or anything. I'm really taking this as also your visions, your intuition, your all these kind of things. And you have your body and your action going outwards and bringing it here, and it's about embodying your visions. And once you bring that together, then you will find and live your purpose. I'll bring another example. We also have feminine and masculine energies in ourselves. So feminine energy is more the intuitive, creative, the compassionate energy. And masculine energy is more the taking action, bringing it into the world, going out, like power, all these things. And it's about bringing these two together into balance. So it's basically bringing your essence and your vision and your purpose and your identity, your physical body, and your day-to-day life together. And by balancing that, you will find and live your purpose. And you can also see it in the world as the Eastern and Western hemisphere. The Eastern hemisphere is more the meditation, it's more about just being, it's very more airy. And the Western hemisphere is always about taking action, success, achievement, and it's bringing those two worlds together. And it's not anymore about the Eastern or the West philosophies, but bringing both together and making them to one. And that is what's going to help you and bring you to your purpose. I hope that was clear. I know it's a very huge topic and it's very complex. So if you have questions, please write me. Another image I got in one of my over these years is about our essence, and you can also call that purpose. And if our essence, our purpose is covered by, I say, like an onion, like covered by expectations we grew up in from our parents, system, brothers, sisters, aunts, schools, society, culture, all these things, and we cover our essence, our purpose, and we forget about it. And we start just being all the things around our essence, our purpose, but we're not the person inside anymore. So it's really about connecting to this essence, to this purpose in the inside, and to bring it outside. And we will look at this onion tomorrow in the blocking part, because the onion is the one we're gonna start unwrapping, so you can actually start becoming connected to your purpose. Yes. And because I think sharing is caring. And I also think that by getting examples from people who have made it and who did that huge changes in their life, we can learn the most. And it gives us the courage to also walk this path. And that's why I want to mention Katerina. She was a client and a friend, and we took a walk in the park It was last year. And she said to me, listen, I am so depressed because I work in a hospital. I have this amazing job. I have an amazing salary. I have a husband who supports me. I have a wonderful child. And I wake up in the morning and I'm depressed. And I am really ashamed to even say it because I'm supposed to be grateful. I'm supposed to be happy about it, but I'm not. And I feel like I'm doing the absolute wrong thing in my life. But I just don't know what I want. And I don't know how to live it. So I told her, listen, we're going to do this together because I've been working with a lot of women exactly on that path. And I will guide you on this way. And I helped her in a process to really find and live her purpose because she didn't need much. She knew what she wanted. As I said before, she knew what she wanted. After one session, we had what she wanted, but it was about building that self-worth to actually walk that path. And today she's a doctor that combines school medicine with alternative medicine, and she helps people to really heal. And she loves what she does. She's super happy. She has no more night shifts. She can spend time with her baby. She's just super. I mean, I saw her 2 weeks ago and she was glowing. It was 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks ago. She was glowing like a star. She was shining and she was just so blissed out. And she said, I love my life now. And sometimes it doesn't take much, it just takes a little adaptation of where we are. So I want to guide you on a journey to your purpose. So this journey is supposed to give you a bit more clarity and a bit more, it's supposed to show you a bit more or guide you into what you truly want and to allow you to dream. So make yourself comfortable and just find yourself a comfortable position, either sitting or laying down, whatever is more comfortable for you. And while you are finding your position, just start to notice how it feels to be here right now. Just feel inside yourself. Yes, beautiful. And I invite you to feel the space in front of you. So really feel into that space. And how does that space feel like? Is it big or is it small? Yes, beautiful. And imagine there is a light bulb. And you would just need to switch it on and there's light in front of you and it fills the whole space in front of you with beautiful iridescent light. Yes, beautiful. And just feel how it feels like if there's beautiful iridescent light in front of you in this whole space. And then bring your awareness to the backside of your body. And feel the space in the backside of your body. How does that feel? Beautiful. And then also there is a light bulb, and just turn on the light and fill the whole space with that light. Beautiful. And bring your whole awareness to the left side of your body. And feel that space, feel how it feels, and become aware. And fill it with beautiful iridescent light. Beautiful. And bring your whole awareness to your right side. And become aware of the whole right side. And also there, fill it with beautiful iridescent light. Beautiful. And now bring your awareness under your feet and all the space under your feet. How does it feel? Just feel that space. And fill it with this beautiful iridescent light. Yes, beautiful. And now bring your awareness to the top of your head and all the space above your head. And just feel into that space. Beautiful. And feel that whole space above you with beautiful iridescent light. Beautiful. And now just feel how this light is becoming you, how you are this light. And you're becoming more and more this light. You're merging together. You are this light. Beautiful. Yes. And while you're becoming more and more this light, start breathing into your heart. Breathe into your heart. Yes. And bring your awareness deeper and deeper into your heart. Yes, beautiful. Exactly. And try to even breathe deeper into your heart. Even deeper. Yes, beautiful. Yes. And while you're breathing into your heart, and you're becoming more and more this light, open your heart. Open your heart and allow yourself to open your heart. Knowing that you're safe, that you are held by this beautiful iridescent light. And while opening your heart, there's a path coming out of your heart. And this path is going to a beautiful, magnificent place. A place where you can absolutely be yourself. Where you can just be exactly the person who you are. And feel how that feels like. Feel what kind of feeling it is when you can be who you really are meant to be. Beautiful. And in this place, in this magnificent place, just look around. Maybe you can see something. Maybe you can see how it looks like. The colors, the smell. Maybe you can see clear or you can see more subtle. Beautiful. And if you cannot see, then just feel how this place feels like. Or maybe you can hear something. And just allow yourself to really open up to this place and become who you really are. And while being in this place where you can absolutely be yourself, ask yourself, if everything was possible, out of all the infinite possibilities, I would, and just finish the sentence. If I would bring something to the world, then I would bring if everything was possible, I would. If I had a message for the world, it would be. Beautiful. And whatever comes is exactly the way it's supposed to be. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be. There is no right and no wrong. And maybe it's a feeling, or maybe it's a word, a sentence. Maybe it's uncomfortable or comfortable. It doesn't matter. Everything is welcome. Beautiful. Beautiful. And take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Breathe into your heart. And slowly come back into your body, knowing that this place is in your heart and that you can always come back to this place. Beautiful. And start to feel your feet and your legs. Start to feel your hips and the space between your hips, your belly, your arms, and maybe your body wants to stretch and just stretch yourself. Yes, beautiful. And come back into the here and now. And I invite you now, especially for those people who sit in front of the replay, really sit down and write down what you saw. And I invite you not to think about it, but just to write, start writing. Just start writing and see what it comes. And then draw a picture with your less dominant hand. And I invite you to do that because with both of these ways of working, you connect to your subconscious mind. And by connecting to your subconscious mind, you let out what's truly want to be heard or seen. So by writing it without thinking, you can just access your subconscious mind, and also with the picture by drawing. The subconscious mind works in pictures, so just draw and let it express through you. Yes, so this was the first day of the challenge. I am so grateful for you to be here. I can't wait to have your questions. Please put them in the Facebook group or write me personally. I am so happy to answer them. I think it's so important. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to really walk this path with you. And I look forward seeing you hopefully also live tomorrow or on the day after, if you still see it right in the morning, the replay. So yeah, just connect, and I look forward to walking this path with you. Have a beautiful day, beautiful evening wherever you are, and all the best.